welcome, Lumineers and fans of the happiest card game on Earth. It's been a wild ride this week after we've had a huge announcement from Ravensburger regarding the release date and the product lineup for Lorcana's first set, the first chapter, coming out on the 18th of August this year. For a full breakdown of the entire announcement and what it all means moving forward, make sure you check out our main video, but here are just a few extra bits that during all the hubbub you may have missed. Most of these come from the fact that the promotional video found on the official Lorcana website is not quite the same as the one they originally put out before D23. The original 6 cards shown before D23 are still there, but they've been updated. One of the main differences is where they once had the D23 and first logo, they're now showing various different symbols, which we can assume to be the rarity of them. Captain Hook shows this grey circle. Cruella de Vil has a bronzy sort of triangle. Elsa is showing a white book. Maleficent is showing a gold hexagon, and Robin Hood and Stitch both show a silver diamond. Now, we already know the 5 levels of rarity in the game currently due to the pack breakdown on the website, so if I had to guess, I would say that Circle is common, Book is uncommon, Bronze Triangle is rare, Silver Diamond being super rare, and the 5-pointed hexagon there in gold is legendary. Without knowing more about the rules, I feel like this kind of fits with the cards that they're shown on, and it reinforces the fact that the pips on the right of the cards are one of the key factors in the game, most likely the win condition, as the cards that seem to reference them more seem to be of higher rarity and most likely therefore stronger in the game. Talking of pips, the card designs have shifted a little bit to make those pips clearer. We first saw this on the Olaf reveal, and it now seems to be that all cards using pips have this small arrow and slightly different coloured background just to make the area that the pips are shown in a little bit clearer and a little bit more precise. This seems to have completely poo-pooed my suggestion that maybe Olaf sits underneath other cards, and that's why the look is a little bit different there, but hey, you can't win them all. So the pips are clearer and the rarities on the bottom, that's not all that's changed on the cards. Robin Hood now gains evasive instead of has evasive. Honestly, I feel like this is just a grammatical change and is most likely there because another card perhaps may reference other cards gaining evasive when a card gains evasive XYZ happens perhaps, so that's just a little tightening up of the wording there. And also the same as Stitch now says them instead of it. Just slightly more inclusive language there that really makes the characters feel like living, breathing things rather than just objects in a game. The big change is on the Maleficent card. It now just says that you can banish a character as opposed to originally it's saying opposing character. This now brings it in line with the Dragonfire card text, and honestly is really quite interesting because this isn't just a grammatical change, this technically changes the mechanics of the card. Originally you could only use this card to banish an opposing character, which in its own right seems pretty good, but now technically you could use it to banish one of your own. Unless the rules somewhere else say that you can only banish the opponent's characters, this technically now makes the card more modular and perhaps more useful. Obviously I have no idea why you would want to banish your own character yet, but the option's there. But I feel that if there isn't a rule in the game that says you can only banish opposing characters, technically this makes this card mechanically different from the one found at D23. Not a huge change, and most likely something that will just be errated in the rules, but if you've got hold of a D23 Maleficent card, it might just be that extra bit more special now. Next up, the Hades card that's found on the gift set actually has a different symbol around its, what we assume, casting cost to pretty much every other Glimmer or character that we've seen so far. It actually shares its image with the Dragon's Fire card. So my idea that the image is different because it's showing us a non-character card has again seemed to go out the window. That's 2 for 2 that I'm not done very well here. And this just makes me ask even more questions. What is it so special about this Hades card that means it has a different image there? It seemingly works similar to the other shift card that we've seen so far, which is Stitch, and even in the correction on the video, Stitch hasn't changed his either, so I don't think it's a shift or a Floodborn mechanic thing, and is most likely something we haven't seen at all. My wild speculation on this one is that whilst the card is an amber as far as the deck construction goes, it may well be able to be played with any colour of ink that your deck is able to produce. Again, absolutely 100% pulling that one out of my butt, but hey, it's fun to speculate. The last thing I wanted to point out is just a little bit of fun, and that's on the Sorcerer Mickey art. I didn't even notice this one at first until I had a good look over them today, and those brooms don't have the 2 legs that they have in Fantasia. They have a single point just like a paintbrush. It seems that Sorcerer Mickey's control over the elements of Lorcana is stronger than we first thought. So there you go, a few little nuggets of information or speculation that you may not have seen in the hustle and bustle of all the announcements this week. Remember to keep it here on the Illumineers for even more stuff as we move into the future. We'll be sharing every shred of news as it comes out, and then as we approach release, we'll be looking at doing deck techs, gameplay, and much, much more. Thanks so much for watching. Until the next one, be good.